Yes, hello. I am James Rowlands, and today it's a WNR495. It's NXT update, and it's Halloween Havoc 2023. There's no better person to be with me than our resident NXT expert and New Japan deity. It is, of course, Monty. How's it going, man? Mm. Yeah, no, it should be really, really good stuff, and I'm looking forward to it as well. And before we get there, Lois, like I said, I have been spoiled recently when it comes to a few things. We have had so much good wrestling teams on us, and of course, one of the big Will Ospreay basically being on a tear recently. His match versus Mike Bailey at Bound for Glory is my match of the year. There's no doubt about that. And of course, at Raw Quest 3 versus Ishii, Shingo, Shiva, and then Zack Sabre Jr. versus Will Ospreay has been just. Honestly, this has been such a. We talk about this time of year, and Will Ospreay has been unbelievable, you know? Second, come on. Yeah, like I said, it's just been really, really good stuff recently. But of course, we have got 5 episodes of NXT to, which we will start in October 3rd. No Mercy highlights. I mean, doesn't that seem like a long time ago now? Becky Lynch focused on the future, particularly want to fight someone for NXT Women's Championship. on night one of Halloween Havoc. Lia Valkyria came out to state her intentions, followed by returning Indy Hartwell and Roxanne Perez. The man booked a triple threat match beside the challenger. We see British Strong Style, Butch and Tyler B. Gallus. Ridge arrives to even the odds. Ilya Dragunov took up his NXT Championship win and arrived to thank the Mad Dragon for helping him find his confidence. Coming in question why Trick was thanking everyone but him. Dominic Mysterio emerged and Trick into agreeing to fight him on his own, even after Mel explained he wanted to keep the Judgment Day out of action. Elias did slip on that second rope, but has enough credit to kind of be forgotten about. And looked like he was genuinely offended by Mello questioning Trick's fight. I mean, their relationship has become great, hasn't it, really? Like the mutual respect between Trick and Nia. Mm. Yeah, without doubt. Backstage, Ron told Mello that there were only two men in NXT who could understand each. Yeah, well, this is so their relationship as well has just changed a little bit to the kind of well. Baron Corbin won Dragunov later. He was the championship. Number one contender, Indy Hartwell versus Lara Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. After competitive battle, Roxanne Perez called Pop Rocks, but Canna James pulled the prodigy out of the ring. Becky Lynch laid out James while Valkyrie hit Indie Wrestling with a diving splash to win. After the match, Tegan Knox appeared to remind Lynch she's got to go through her first. There's a lot going on, and I think especially with this update, there's a lot going on in the as well, which can only be a good thing, you know. Hmm. Yeah, I think that shadow of a doubt. You know, when you're the wind where they're going and as well, it is really really interesting to see that. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Said it's. It would be interesting to see kind of where they go. We saw Gigi Dolan beat Blair Davenport. Now I'm no expert, but I think um. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Because I know we're having a little bit of issues here. Right, let me see if I can sort this out. Is that any? Can you hear me now? Any better? You hear me? Well, you hear me now. Right, I'm back. This is going well. Like you know. No, no, it's fine. No, it's you know, it's just what it is, I suppose. We have to deal with it. And of course, breakout tournament started as well with NXT showing off the 8 women in the tournament: Lola Vice, Danny Palmer, Arena Grace, Jada Parker, Shakira Jackson, Carmen Petrovich, Jordan, and Dame. First match, Lana Jordan beat Izzy Dame. She won with a split mega moonsault. I mean, she did all right. Who's your pick in the breakout tournament? We did speak about it last time as well. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. We saw Electra Lopez and Lola Vice losing to Thea Hale and JC Jane. I've noticed that Lopez has a great set of nails, so we'll keep an eye on that as we go along. But yeah, yeah. Before the main event, Kamala Hayes announced with face from Breaker next week, and John Cena would be in this corner. Vic Joseph also confirmed Cody Rhodes would make a major announcement on the show. These back-to-back announcements, obviously, were to challenge AEW Dynamite, who is moving to Tuesday. But it's only good for NXT, though, isn't it? You know. Mm. Yeah, I think that shout out. We also then had the NXT North American Championship match: Trick Williams versus Dirty Dom. Ray Ripley arrived to back up Dom with Finn Balor and Damian Priest arriving. uh, we Dirty looked distracted with not starting even Jaden McDonough to distract Trick. Balor bluffs the World Championship, setting up Mysterio for a fog splash to win. Fucking told you. But NXT don't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I suppose, the night ended with Paul Heyman announcing he'd been brought back to corner to counteract the Bloodline rival Cena next week. Uh, yeah, I can't believe it. But the crazy thing as well, for that, NXT drew higher total viewership than AEW Dynamite week before themselves, you know? Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I think without a doubt. But how would it fare head to head? The War, NXT Mania, October 10th. Cody Rhodes starting the show, an announcement of the men's breakout tournament, and Dusty Classic. He then told the NXT Universe he would be guest general manager for NXT for Tuesday's show. Yakanoff arrived to show the second nightmare. And I tell you what, I see two guys suited and booted as well. It's quite nice. Dirty Dom and Rhea arrived to challenge the Mad Dragon. Rhodes made the next championship match official. Free LA Knight. I don't know where that came from, but still. Uh, Dragunov got to have to chat, haven't they? It was his birthday. But what I find weird is when you think about the journey even you and I have been on, like this time of year, 3 years now, and seeing Cody on NXT, if you and I would have even thought of that 3 years ago, we would have been called crazy, you know? Mm. yeah. Mm. Yeah, another one. Like I say, another thing that flew under the radar as well was Oscar returning and beating Roxanne Perez in a quick match. Could you think they'd make a bigger deal? Because Oscar's to NXT is like, can't even make a comparison. A Johnny Gargano, like even bigger, who she never lost. Mm. Yeah, without doubt, talk about dominance. She showed respect praise after with a short bow. Shotzi joined commentary that she and Scarlett will be hosting Halloween Havoc Night 1. When they get pub rules, Brawl and Bruce and Brawl and Bruce and Tyler Bate. But I'm going to class Tyler Bate with the Brawl and Bruce now, because if Sheamus is out, that makes perfect sense versus Gallus. And they worked so the big strong boy looked like a Brawl and Bruce. Gallus could not match up. Wolfgang and White Coffee went down outside. The baby faces finished up with triple elbow, took off through a table. My favourite thing was Booker, who must listen to us because he called him Little Joe Coffee. It's just, I couldn't believe it. Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah. And it's nice for Tyler Bate to actually get a win on NXT as well. So, again, yeah. We see John Cena come out and put over the importance of NXT before Bron Breakker interrupted. The two came to blows. Breakker with a spear, but the champion went for the attitude adjustment, but the former NXT champion ducked outside. I don't know what the point of this segment, but still. NXT showed a great vignette, the history of Becky Lynch and Live Valkyria, including footage of them training together in 2018. What I like to think, I don't usually mention husbands and wives, but I like the fact both of them, Rollins and Lynch, have both got proteges in Frazier and Valkyria. Like, you know what I mean? It's if they've obviously looked, even with Balor and JD as well. It's like they've got to have one now to kind of follow them around, and it's quite cool. Um, yeah. Well, during the backstage interview, Knox told Valkyria to give her the NXT Women's Championship match first, but Valkyria refused. Yeah, of course she would. Yeah. The family convinced Cody Rhodes to book up the Bing Bada Boom Battle Royal next week, so the number contendership. They come up with that name first. There's uh, NXT Championship, Ilya Dragunov versus Dominic Mysterio, LA Knight referee. LA Knight kept Ray Ripley, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough out the action, allowing the Mad Dragon to hit an H-bomb and a torpedo Moscow. Baron Corbin rivals challenge Dragunov, but Dijak stuck first like Mad Dragon. It was odd not having a night, probably one of the best talkers in WWE, not say a word. No, yeah, rather have the Cena segment than have LA Knight actually, you know? Mm, it was weird. Yeah, that's chant. Yeah, so it was nice, you know. So Corbin confronted Cody Rhodes later, demanding an NXT title match. American Nightmare told him we need to beat Dijak and win of Hayes versus Von Breakker next week to earn the shot. Nathan Frazier confronted Dirty Dom backstage. Jay Cargill arrived to be welcomed by Shawn Michaels. And in the women's bracket tournament, Lola Vice beat Danny Palmer. The NXT Jason Jane shoot class for announced Andre Chase Duke Cousin will be in a championship match next week. We see Brian Pillman's son explain has now taken the last name King. He will be highlighting his hatred of his father legacy. This was strong, even though he looks just like his father, and he's doing it on purpose. He's obviously going this way. What do you think of the story? There's some like personal shit there, isn't there? You know, obviously. Excuse me. Yeah. D- I wish they'd done that with like Ted DiBiase Jr., like an anti-million-dollar man, like coming out and nicking money off people. Like, just did you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just something like that would have been good. We saw a lot of women show respect to Oscar later. Tiffany Stratton got into it with Fallon Henley after interrupting an interaction with the Empress of Tomorrow. We then see Ava get spoken to by Paul Heyman, and he showed her, look, a bloodline. Look, blood. You know what that is? He then gave, yeah, yeah, like in NXT, your intelligence goes down until you get to the main roster. That's why he gets attacked in the parking lot. He later gave Breaker a pep talk before the main event. Carmelo Hayes versus Bron Breakker. And I think it's like Heyman just needs to be with Bron Breakker. To hear the Bron Breakker is just like, yeah, that's 10 years worth of money, mate. Like, you know, come on the main roster. Oh, wow, fucking doubt. Well, you even just stick him on Raw, you know, and then you haven't got the whole bloodline thing, you know, and you can just have Bron Breakker going around and people Heyman going, there's my, like you said, contingency plan, and then have Solo and Bron as this kind of like killer super group, you know. Um, as for the match, well, distraction at ringside sent John Cena and Solo Sikoa to the back, and Mello caught Breaker with a nothing but net. Afterwards, as if I was in a, I don't know, mushroom dream, the American badass The Undertaker arrived on a motorbike to confront Bron. He laid that Breaker a right hand at the choke slam. He walked the biggest badass in the business and helped Mello stand tall. Yeah, The Undertaker, man. Wow. There was years where he didn't respond to people. Like, you know what I mean? It was WrestleMania till WrestleMania that he didn't even bother. And like I said, Bron said one thing. I thought Undertaker, I love Undertaker. I thought he walked a little bit weird. But then again, I was just saying, like, look, I'm not going to, it's the Undertaker, all right? Like, there's, yeah. Well, and this is the thing, and the fans be like, well, they shouldn't have, you know, these types of legends coming back. They should focus on talent. And then they're in the crowd when it happens. They go, yay! You know what I mean? So it's yeah, yeah, yeah. Just have Cena come out every week. You know what I mean? That's the pop, and people are like, yeah, fuck the rest of them. Um, We'll move on now to October 17th. We start with a Banner Bing, Banner Hood, Battle Royal. Of course, the champions weren't wrestling. They haven't. They've defended the titles twice and wrestled in the meantime because they were eating spag bog. Damon Kemp was eliminated immediately by Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. Remember them? Eliminated Drew Gulak as well. Remember him? Script got involved to take out the Brawling Brutes. So accidentally eliminated OTM. Great start, Chris. Great start. The Creed brothers eliminated Carrillo and Garza, but the referees didn't see it. It's surprised referees didn't see it. You know, like how many referees do we need? You can hear JR's commentary going, "We need a second referee at ringside." Angel and Alberto got back in the ring and eliminated the Creeds in front of the officials. Jason, Jay and Theo came out with pom-poms for the closing section of the match, which turned into a tag match, where the Creed brothers made their rivals pay by tripping Garza and setting up Humberto to get stacked up by Andre Chase for the surprise 3 count. We then see the former Brian Pillman Jr. officially announce his name, Lexis King. Blair Davenport challenged G. Jones for a rematch Halloween Havoc in the Lights Out match. I thought that only happened in AEW. Baron Corbin interrupted Carmelo Hayes and stated his claim for the NXT Championship. So did Oleg Prudis. Oh, sorry, my bad. That's Dijak, everyone. I was having Impact flashbacks then for a second. Weren't sure what was going on. They all look the same, I'm not going to lie. We then see Dragunov told everyone that the triple threat was actually a fatal 4-way involving Trick Williams. Melo was shaken by the surprise, but he stood by Trick and cleared the heels from the ring. Melo front Trick backstage. Didn't look to be on the same page, and then someone attacked Trick. He was sent to, I love this, he was sent to a local medical facility. Alright? He meant to correct him over. I wonder who could do that. I wonder. Oh no, I bet you're watching this guy. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, yeah. But Melo should be walking around with his head down like he has shit himself, because that kind of gives it away a little bit, you know? Like, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, we see Fallon Henley trying to give a pep talk to the women in the tournament backstage. Fuck you, Fallon. But yeah, what the fuck? Why would you listen to Henley? Hey, I was women's tag team champion for 8 days, you know? Like, who cares? Tiffany Stratton interrupted her to insult her. Women's breakout, Carmen Petrus beat Jada Parker. Jada gave a good promo beforehand, which showed a little bit of attitude. Lyra Valkyria versus Tegan Knox. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven appeared. This allowed Valkyria to steal the victory with a roundhouse kick. While Knox and Natalia brawled champions, Valkyria talked about the opportunity Becky Lynch appeared and touched on to warn opponent she was good, but not as good as the NXT Women's Champion. We then go to rehab. Mr. Stone talks to Von Wagner about not giving up. Even if he did make a fudgy weightlifting, you know, it does happen, all right? Sometimes you have to learn. Mr. Stone did the fudgy. Stone stepped up to Bron Breakker and challenged him at Halloween Havoc. Shots James. Told Perez that the Prodigy had grown up since they last teamed together. Bit weird. They agreed to spin the wheel, setting up Perez versus James in the Devil's Playground match. James's entrance screen is much better than she deserves right now. I'm just going to say that. Like, the helicopter come down, it should be reserved for someone better. Like, like New Evolution or something. Do you know, like, come on. There's some wrestlers that literally just get like a red screen with their name on it, right? Out their way, and it's just not. Anyway, I might be wrong. We might look back in a couple of years. Nathan Fraser brawled with Dominic Mysterio. That's what he fucking does. Like, the last 3 NXTs have just been Fraser and Dom brawling. Yeah, just come on, man. Women's breakout was ruined when we found out Shakira Jackson was injured. Metaphor gave an update on Jackson's condition, with Darth saying over the phone that she might lose her arm. Mackenzie Mitchell reminded that she didn't require surgery, but what does she know, you know? Anywho, returning around her, Grace wanted to buy, but Brindley Rice wanted to step up. She got stepped on as Grace moved through to the semis. Grace did look good. A number one contendership for the NXT Championship. Carmella Hayes, Baron Corbin, Dijak. Baron Corbin versus Feature Rise into end of days, but Carmella Hayes caught with nothing but net to win. I tell you what, and this is a good one. I don't think no wrestler has risked more for less reward than Dijak. What do you reckon? Like, it's just not worth the risk he takes. Well, the thing is, well, is that people was kind of having a go at this show and saying, "Oh, well, look at the previous week where they kind of, sacked the show and this one." But it's still developmental, and apart from the open and the main event, every other match was a women's match, and we're going to see that Halloween Havoc like night 1 and 2. The amount of women matches involved there, I haven't got an issue with it because like so we talk about, and again, Vic Joseph mentioned it, the women's breakout tournament last year, with the amount of talent that went on to win like championships, Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton, and of course, other people like Fallon Henley. Mm. Yeah, I think without a shadow of a doubt. Move on, October 24th then. Halloween Havoc, night 1. New Year's Day, perform Vampire to a montage to set up the night. Scarlett Shot's opening showing costumes inspired by Marie Antoinette. And Pinhead from Hellraiser. Roxanne Perez also come out to Krug from Nightmare on Elm Street. For match events, Canna James. This was the Devil's Playground match. Yes. The pusher used the businesswoman's bag with a brick inside against her before finishing rival for Pop Rocks. And I tell you what, James had a massive lump on her head. Yeah. It was just, it was just, I was like, fucking hell, credit to you. We then get the debut of Lexis King. He appeared while sitting on a throne, and while on his way down the ramp, he said, "Brian Pillman is dead. Long live Lexis King." Whoa, gee, shit. Whoa. So, fuck it. He should have. He literally should be managed by Christian. Like that is the only. he, he made short work of Dante Chen. Vic Joseph questioned Commander Hayes about Trick Williams' injury. Mello was more focused on challenging Ilya Dragunov. Shotzi and Scarlett read tarot cards for Met4. Akira Sava, in a heinous act, stole the Heritage Cup behind Noam Dar's back. You bastard. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. With the women's breakout tournament semi-final, Columbia Jordan versus beat Ariana Grace. Von Wagner continued to improve in rehab. He questioned why Mr. Stone challenged Von Breaker. He responded by calling Wagner his friend. He went, "My friend? I thought we'd already. I thought this. Didn't we do it? Has the brain injury affected this again? Because that what happened 6 months ago, wasn't it? Like when he went, I'm going to tell you a story about me as a kid. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Von getting smashed in the face again. Shotzi Scarlett showed off the second costume was with scissors hands and a vampire. They booked a table, ladders, and scares match for the three brothers versus Alberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. NXT Tag Team Championship, The Family versus Chase U. After competitive battle, Casey Jane tried to get Andre Chase's cheek to win. He refused. Jane took an accidental bump off Jake and that distracted Tony D for a sunset flip. But he got caught and to seal the upset victory. So yes, Chase U, after all that gibberish I just said, are your new NXT Tag Team Champions. I didn't think it was going to happen here, Monty, but they have had momentum. Maybe it's not as hot as they have been. Again, it's still nice to see them get a moment. I will piss myself laughing. Yes, it was. No, I thought, but the problem is, if Tony does take control, it'd be called Chase D, which would have a very different meaning. Yeah. I mean, I know they've been a fan of that in the past. I don't know. So anyway, later in the night, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven mocked Chase you at the moment, setting off a match with Jane and Thea Hale next week, with Nathan Fraser finally challenging Dirty Dom as well. Baron Corbin to cried, Camilla Hayes stealing his opportunity. We then have Lights Out, Blair Danforth versus Gigi Dolan. These two were very good together. Dolan came out of Beetlejuice inspired gear with Devonport arrived looking like George Vermette. Blair sent Gigi Dolan off the announce for a table at ringside for Falcon and followed up with the knee smash to win. I really liked this match. Another thing I really liked, and you've mentioned it as well, is especially the women in NXT and around really embracing Halloween with their costumes. Like, they must have spent a fortune. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, she's got to be doing something soon, isn't she? Because like, it's been around for a little while. But again, with the developments that we're going to see, maybe Blair as a challenger coming up, But I think she deserves more. But it's the consistency she hasn't really had because of even through other reasons. Uh, Yeah. Well, speaking of women, anyway, we've got the breakout tournament. Lola Vice beat Carmen Petrovich to advance to the final. Clara Jordan confronted Vice afterwards. Vic Joseph interviewed Ilya Dragunov, talked about his rough childhood, led to success in the ring. Kamala Hayes watched the interview before he was confronted by Shotzi Scarlett, dressed as the Grady girls from The Shining, who said he was behind the attack on Trick. And I said, no, no one has said that he's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody knows you. It is you. Bron Breakker praised Mello for his initiative, taking out Trick as well. Fallon Henley, credit to her, dressed as Tiffany Stratton. Again, this was actually quite funny. And she did a better impression of being Tiffany Stratton than she did of being Fallon Henley, which again is. Yeah. You have to come out as Tiffany too, right? That's all we need to do. And then the main event, NXT Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. Jade Cargill appeared on the stage and watched the match from a throne, and then we didn't see her for the rest of the night. So we knew she was there watching, and that was it. Becky Lynch continued to grow more frustrated as Valkyria texted her time, and again in the night's main event. The man went for a second manhandle slam, but Valkyria flipped into a surprise stack-up pin to steal the victory. Lynch struggled still with emotions after the loss, but she handed the belt to the challenger and hugged her. What a shock, eh? Monty, your new NXT Women's Champion, a woman we've seen since NXT UK, and I'll be damned to tell you if I thought she should be champ before a lot of the others. But credit to her. no, really, really good stuff. Lynch put her over. I thought Becky might have been in NXT a little bit longer, but like I said, Liva gets the kind of rub now, and really be interested to see what happens. Obviously, she's got the breakout tournament winner to face, and I think it's going on at Deadline as well. And I think Tiffany will be back in the picture at some point. But we move on to the last NXT, October 31st, Halloween Havoc Night 2. The show started with Shotzi Scarlett's Ghostbusters, and New Year's Day performing Valor Game of highlights there from Night 1. I think I'm in love, right? When I saw Ecto 2 pull up, and again, those Ghostbusters, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bill Murray, but my God. And then Dark Tables, Ladders and Scares, Creed Brothers versus Angel and Humberto. I'm not sure about the red and yellow afros. You know, they were definitely a choice to Burt and Garcia with the skeleton faces, but again, each to their own. Brutus and the Apes up a spring blockbuster for the tail at ringside. Creed Brothers made Angel and Humberto pay. They picked up Big Wing super Brutus bomb through 2 tables. Judas fucked his back off of a ladder as well. But this felt like a match you would have on like 2K with the amount of tables that were smashed during it. Yes, boy. Yeah, I mean, the Creed's run on NXT has been fun, but I think you should have had more gold. But like you said, the upside of these 2 guys is unbelievable. Do you know what? That might be. I don't know if never got it in the end. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. But again, it's 2 records. It's records we won't hear. It's 2 teams that don't exist. So yeah. Without a doubt. Shotzi Scarlett shot final outfits as Pennywise for Mitt and a witch before Alba Fire and Anna Dawn took over from. We saw Mackenzie Mitchell and Tiffany Stratton video of Fallon Henry impersonating her again. The centre of the universe ran out to attack Henley. She wrapped her leg around a steel post. The figure 4 leg lock until officials intervened. Joe Gacy talked about evil he has done and his direction forward. Metaphor had to head into a haunted house just as Scooby-Doo caps. Well, I said, you know, the thing is that, of course, Now I'm Dar is going to be Scooby-Doo, right? There's no doubt, right? It's like if we were to do that, you know I'll be Scooby as well. There's no doubt in my mind. More on that in a minute. NXT North. I thought they were going to make like a Shaggy joke, like Shaggy, do you know what I mean? But they just didn't. And I thought it was there. Like, you know, it wasn't me. It wasn't me or something like that, just like a line. Yeah, but way. NXT North American Championship, Dominic Mysterio versus Nathan Fraser. It's matches like this you realise Dom's not there, even though he's had a great year. It's the same with Nathan Fraser as well. Sometimes the speed is a little bit too much, but it still was a fun match with Nathan Fraser taking what I call the RVD bump onto the announce table, and then getting beat by Frog Splash as well. So, you know, and then we see Wesley making a surprise for Turtles and laid out dirty. Dom, you surprised to see Wesley come back at that point in time, or did it Dom take it at deadline, I suppose? Yeah. Mm. No, no, honest, but like you said, that's the experience and how the work that was out, and it's the right way. It's great about someone who's improved so much, and it's just like you said, it's taken it to the next level of, you know, being led by a good worker to doing the kind of leading as well. And like I said, Dom's so young, we forget. So it's kind of crazy to think that. And it's like that with the NXT roster at this moment in time, and even like with WWE, you forget just how young these people are. Dawn as Harley Quinn. Alphafire's Poison Ivy may be my favourite costume I've ever seen. They wanted to, of course. I mean, Isla Dawn, again, it's just like, where have you been all my life? Anyway, we were back. We were back to Metaphor Haunted House show. Jackson getting freaked out and screaming. Jackson also fainted. We're meant to show tough, but he's freaked out too. Meant to saw Akira Tozawa, so they fought a bit. Tozawa shouted at the guys to take Mensa away, so they did. Lash Legend thought she found a heavy cup, but it was another trophy. Legend was taken away by some guy in a costume. Next match, Mr. Stone was barely able. One moment, Mr. Stone in this matchup, and he's standing there against Bron Breakker, and I'm thinking, all you said to Von is you wanted to take your shot, and you haven't done it yet. Yeah, it did eventually, but then got. I will use this word and it's explicit. He got cunt by a spear. That is the worst. Breaker John hurt Stone more afterwards, but Von Vac made to save. He was a little bit unsteady, but he sent his rival to the back. At the end of the night, Wagner demanded Stone give him Breaker next week. Next week, there's deadline cut, Von. Come on, you know, there's deadline. You've still got the wrapping around your head. Like, wait until that's gone. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. It's only 2 weeks ago that you the conversation you had 6 months previously. So maybe take it a while. And all he did was run down to the ring. He did nothing else, like a couple of punches there, you know. But anyway, Alfire as Malif and Dawn as the Evil Queen. Watch closely. NXT's video package for live Valkyria's win last week, and a honorable responsibility to Ireland. And again, this was really, really good stuff. Scripps got his latest promo with reading his street cred. Now, I'm just going to go off piece quickly. I came up with a tag team a few years ago on 2K called Street Cred, which was what's her name, Cumber, and Emma, which was actually really worked out well. So when I hear this, I panic. But Street Cred's all mine anyway. Speaking of women's tag teams, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven versus Chase Jane and Hale. Piper has stolen the show, I think, make up this past 2 weeks. The Heart Foundation of Raw, honestly, Monty, had me pissing myself laughing. The wolf she had the previous week as well, when she had the wolf mask, took it off and still had makeup underneath. And now with this Venom, which freaked me out a little bit how well done it was. You know? Yeah, I've got so many good to say about Chelsea Green. The same, like I said, being like I said, they're not a hard muscle, but you know, it's a really, really fun relationship. And Jane had pushed him to close, but Andre Chase didn't want Jane to cheat. Oh man, just do it. You know, there's obviously sexual chemistry between Jane and Chase. We know this. Just let it happen. This allowed Chase Green to hit the unprettier to win. As Isla Dawn and Alba Fire sent a warning to the champions as Chucky and Tiffany from Charles play. In the women's breakup final, Kelowna Jordan versus Lola Vice. Jordan survived the early physical attack of Vice and showed off an impressive offense, but Electra was knocked off the top. Legamoon's Vice hit the round kick to win. So we think then our breakout champion and get the title match with Lola Vice. Uh, yeah, I just think they just pull it. Yeah, Sean will just decide to be like, yeah, 2 weeks, like in 2 weeks time. Yeah, like yeah. It's weird because my biggest take is Electric Lopez doesn't really try that hard for her outfit. You know, I think like, no, wow, I'd take a couple of horns. When you think about the effort everybody else in, you know, what I mean, just a couple of devil, like just a pair of devil horns, and you know, it's like I'm a devil now. It's Isla Dawn in 5 hours to makeup, but again, like you said, she's got a great. Yeah, no, Lopez has got a great set of nails, like we talked about. So we will look out for that. It was more on House Nam Dar dressed as Scooby Doo, and I loved it when he went, whoa. Dar saw his beloved NXT, held his cup, and even put his tongue on it while also hugging the cup. Dar held it in his arms. But then some creepy guys in costumes showed up. Tazar was also there to grab it. He said all he wanted was a cup match, and Dar said no. He's like, you wouldn't even get a point, pal. But still, Tazara. Tazara did say, okay, you can have the match. Zara said, see you next week, and then set about like 6 blokes on him. So Dar screamed as the camera faded out. This has become a tradition, I think, since we first started doing it as well. Like, there's always like a haunted house skit, and I'm so glad Metaphor did it this year, because it might not have been as good as previous years, but they just bring it, didn't they, you know? Yeah, yeah. It's, it's, it's that everybody should stick together, and then as soon as there's one big scare, they all go different directions. Yeah, great stuff from Noam Dar there, and for the rest of Metaphor, credit to him. And then the main event, NXT Championship, Ian versus Carmelo Hayes. Of course, this is part 3. Hayes caught Dragunov mid-Constantine special with boot, then went for a triple DDT that Mad Dragon reversed into a rolling fireman slam. He drove Hayes through the announce table with an H-bomb, but after a physical war, Hayes had trouble going to go set up the nothing but net when Trick Williams' music hit, and he arrived to stare at his friend with some smouldering intensity, I would call that. The Mad Dragon sent Mello to the mat with a suplex and hit Torpedo Moscow for the win. And then afterwards, we're going to find out what Trick is doing there. He helped Mello to his feet, but before we can find out, the camera moved to the back where Baron Corbin, who had warned Dragon before, laid out the NXT champion. I can't think of a better cliffhanger to kind of leave it on, because I think that's the main question. Don't get me wrong, Mello and Ia, I'll get your thoughts on it as well, was fantastic match. Trick and Mello is the real story now, you know? They just started. But it's like the match continued. Like, I've never seen it before. Like, yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I think Halloween Havoc has been really good 2 weeks. Maybe not as kind of big as we thought overall, but I think with the matches that we got, like the Chelsea winning the tag titles, my only hope is because Lexus King did say he's done something big already. So, maybe my hope is that Trick thinks it's Mello, but it's not. But Mello saw who attacked him, or something. Do you know what I mean, or something like that. Because I think Mello to do the Diesel and Shawfield winning the NXT tag team titles as well. Mello be Triple Crown champion in NXT, and Trick have that opportunity to go for the NXT title after Mello then moves up to the main roster. If you know what I mean. So yeah. But this is the thing, isn't it? Yeah, that is the thing. Mm, mm, yeah. Well, like I said, this NXT update has been really interesting because we've had the biggest NXT well, I think the third biggest NXT of all time. When it comes to the ratings, with Cena involved and everything like this, and the Cody. We've had Halloween Havoc, which kind of has laid the groundwork now for the next few months with new tag team women's champion. Of course, the Dragonoff and Corbin, but a deadline coming up where we're going to have the challenges and find out kind of how we're going to go into the new year. So this has been a really interesting time, and the talents, like I said, Rhea Dragonoff and Lyra coming through NXT UK, and everything else going on. This has just been a really, really strong period for NXT. They just need to keep the momentum going, don't they, really? I mean, what have your thoughts on NXT this past month? Mm. I think without shadow of a doubt, like I said, it's been really, really positive. You can think about where the start of the year compared to now, with everything, it is a really, really good place. Apologies for any sound problems as well at the start of the show. And any other problems, I'm sure people will tell me about it, so I can try and sort them out as well. But Monty, is there anything else about NXT that you can think of, or should we leave it there? Yeah, I think about that. Well, we've got a lot to go on because next week we've got Crown Jewel as well, which I know is going on at this moment. So I appreciate the hardcore WNR NXT fans for listening to us. I know they always go out of their way to tell us how much they enjoy it, and I know Monty's usually their favourite, but I do think I bring something to it. So it's always fun. But that is it for today. Don't forget, across all social media, Twitter at the WNR Podcast. I'm at the WNR JI. You can find the entire WNR team. Banner. Monty, do you want to plug your stuff? Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, though. It's like even this weekend has now given me 3 events to watch. Turning Point, which was last night, for Impact, Crown Jewel, which is today, and New Japan show, like we were talking about earlier, which I have to watch now because of how good it sounds. Oh man! And it means with Ospreay now is wrestling taking shape because Danielson has challenged Carter, Ospreay, and Moxley as well, isn't it? Oh my god! Oh. I'm about to say usually we have a quiet start of the year, but with AEW having like a pay per view on December the 30th for them Wrestle Kingdom, it's going to be like a busy start. Yeah, well, we hope. Yeah, we hope we could do year-end predictions properly and all that lot. And I know we didn't do a Halloween special this year, but again, like I said, doing Halloween Havoc, I think makes up for it. Also, dubbing up talk about on Facebook and Instagram, because all good Google platforms, so that's podcast@gmail.com. YouTube podcast for all the latest clips, podcast at the same time. You should do SoundCloud on your phone, also Spotify and iTunes. We can download, subscribe, rate, and review there. So that is it. Our next episode is Crown Jewel. Until then, I was James Rhodes, was joined by the mind of Monty. Monty, thank you very much. I know you're a busy, busy man, so to be able to do NXT is a real pleasure. Shout out. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, and bye.